Hey there, strangers, my name's Theos, and this is Last Encounter, a procedurally generated roguelike twin-stick shooter that just came out earlier today. And also, welcome to the first episode in what I'm hoping will become a series in which basically I showcase games that I find quite interesting. Either indie games that I think need some attention and maybe haven't gotten any, or maybe even some older games that I just really like and I would like to show off. This is more or less an extension of a previous series I used to do called Neo Shows Off, which had a terrible name and just made me sound like I was trying to be arrogant or something, in which I was just kind of showing off games I really like. So this right here is going to be more of a, almost like a pseudo-review, I suppose you could call it. Not exactly a review, but me just showing off the game and what it has to offer and such. And maybe a little bit less on the entertainment value. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. But I just wanted to show this off because I thought it was kind of cool. Not entirely sure what to call this just yet. Either maybe Indie Spotlight or Indie Showcase or something like that. Hey, if you got any good names for me, let me know down in the comments. Or if you like the idea for this series, or if you have any suggestions for future games for me to show off, I would greatly appreciate it. But either way, like I said, this right here is Last Encounter, and that music is ramping up, and it's pretty cool. This was actually sent to me by the developers. They gave me a code just yesterday. This video is in no way sponsored, but I just wanted to show this off because I thought it was kind of cool. But like I said, this came out earlier today, and it's a really quite interesting little thing. Basically, the plot is that aliens appeared and humanity lost super hard. Everybody's dead except for just a handful of survivors, you being one of them. And by you being one of them, I mean you are a consciousness that's being downloaded into cloned bodies. So, hey, that's fun. So we actually get to pick our body right here from these original four. So we start with, we got Yun Tao right here, which they all have different stats, basically. This one has negative 50% speed, but also an increase in fire rate and shield by 15%. Or this guy has more health. She has increased damage and fire rate and less health. Or I like this guy right here. My very first run was of this guy with Aoki Shi. Before he entered the Space Fleet Marines, he was a gamer, and he stayed a trigger-happy guy. Sounds a lot like me. But I'm going to go with Trey Jones here, because I think he's pretty cool. Also, the extra health helps quite a bit. We also get to pick our ship. So as you can see, all these have increased, or I guess varying damage, speed, and survivability, which is basically your health, your speed, and how much output of damage you can do. But they also have different abilities. On top of having different weapons, like these have bullets, this is a shell, which is a larger bullet, or a continuous beam. You also have abilities like shield explosion, cloaking, bullet absorber, or war cry. I am going to go with this right here, the Raptor, because I like the continuous damage output from the beam, and also the bullet absorber is quite cool. So yeah, you can actually customize your person by picking your dude or dudette, and then picking your ship, or shipette, maybe, that's probably not how that works. And apparently, according to the description, there are unlockable ships, unlockable abilities, and unlockable pilots that you can get in the future. I've only done 3 runs of this so far, so I've played this for about an hour. But I thought it was pretty cool, so I thought I'd show it off. So in proper roguelike or roguelite fashion, not entirely sure what the difference of those two is, we do have unlockable weapons. So you can actually spend some of your funds that you get from your runs to pick different weapons to put on your ship right now. What's really cool about this, there are 2 things that actually sold me on wanting to play this immediately. One is the procedurally generated galaxy that you can fly around in, but you also have modular designs to your ships. So I'm not entirely sure how these work with being here. I guess maybe this upgrades them, as I attempted to do this intro once before, so my numbers are going to be off, but this is only my 4th run here. All these abilities here are different. Also, you can do little boosty teleports. So we currently only have 3 weapons that we can select from. Those are the ones that are on the ship. But we can also have mods, basically, of a submachine gun. We can have a sniper, and then over here, apparently we've got a lot that we can unlock here. But over here, missing, that's rockets. That's very nice. And then over here, we have alternating fire. And what we can do with those, as soon as I can actually show you, is up here at the top left, we have, basically, we can mod things together. It reminds me a lot of a game that I did a video on a couple of years ago or so, maybe more, called Pixel Boy in the Ever-Expanding Dungeon, which ironically was not a roguelike and was not ever-expanding. It had an ending. Hey, if you're interested in looking into that, I'll have a link to it down in the description below. But basically, it was, you can combine your abilities. So if I were to get the submachine gun and put it with beam, instead of doing this, I don't know if I showed this off just yet, but hey, I've got a continuous beam, it'll turn into a submachine gun beam, which will fire multiple of these at the same time. Or same thing with shell or bullet. It's quite interesting. So what do you say we move forward and go into the portal to the dark galaxy? You can see Earth's been destroyed back there, and there's the moon, it's all wrecked. But we are the last bastion of humanity. And by that I mean we're just the last survivors. There's not really anybody else here. This is also a 4-player co-op, by the way, for anybody who's interested. But we say we jump into here, and I'll show you exactly what this game is like. It's pretty cool. I like it quite a bit. So, it also loads up pretty fast, too, which I really like. Here's our dude, Dr. Daniel Connor, which just gives you a little bit of backstory. He explains some things as we're, like, everything's going on. As far as I can tell, he's the last surviving human. And you're in, like, a consciousness that's being loaded into other human bodies. He may be the last one, but he talks about stuff there. He'll explain things as you go. But I'm going to just explain things as best I can for right now. So like I said, this is randomly generated. So all this stuff here is different every time you fire it up. The first area does seem to have the same kinds of enemies and pieces, but we have our beam here. These here are mines. I'm going to summon these guys' attention by doing that. You see right there. This has multiple different things, which there's a lot going on here, and it's going to take me a while to be able to explain everything, so bear with me. So, we have randomly generated galaxies and stuff. There's a bunch of dudes everywhere. They all have really varying abilities. Ow, there was a mine there. I didn't notice. There's some health. Let's also, by the way, this is a roguelike proper. It will be very up in the air as to how long this run will be. My third run, or second run I ever did, was almost half an hour. The run I did just before this, in order to get used to this game, this guy right here is a shield, to use the controls again, since I loaded this up yesterday. I wanted to make sure I was ready to do this video. I was about 5 minutes long before I was completely annihilated, so it was kind of up in the air. Hey, this sector has been cleared very fast. So that stuff right there is money. These little blue things you've seen floating around, these are temporary, like, old school boosts. So like for 2 seconds, I'm now invincible for 2 seconds. This stuff right here is poison gas, which will somehow hurt your ship. And as you can see, we can't go out here because there's space rocks. These ones that are damaged, though, if we put damage to them, we'd actually break them open and get some resources, which we can use to unlock things later. Also, well, we do have this mine here, does the same sort of thing. This is a laser wall, which will not hurt you, but you can't get through it unless you break the pieces that are doing it. Unless I'm totally wrong. No, you can't break that one. Some of these you can break, some you can't. Sometimes you can blow things up next to them. Well, these right here are full of money. I do know that. They're all full of like 1 cent a piece. Is that just a gold coin or something like that? So it's very beneficial to just go around and, I mean, in roguelike fashion, just get all the funds you can. I can't get that one because it's inside of a rock. But also, something I really personally like is these right here. This is a gravity well. You have ones that'll suck you in or blow you back out, but they will actually affect your projectiles. It's a little bit harder to see on my beam, but as you can see, it will actually curve things away from it. This one pushes things away. There's other ones that are like black holes, which will suck you in, and does the same thing for both yours and enemy projectiles, in which their weapons may just circle around it infinitely until they eventually dissipate. But you can get caught in just a cycle of death. There's just things flying all around you. It's quite cool. Also, I didn't really show off my character, like your dash. Here's your dash meter at the top, so it actually will, it recharges pretty stinking fast, as you saw me using that earlier. But I also have a special ability, which if I press tab, I will now take like 50% less damage for a short while. But we actually cleared out this sector. This is the way we need to go, but we can't use this just yet. So we hit tab, we can load up our randomly generated, or procedurally generated, galaxy. So each of these are basically levels. Like here's where we have to go to leave. It doesn't always appear in your first section, but let's say we go here next. We go over that direction, and there's also shops and stuff, as it showed on the little the thing up there. There's a bunch of dudes here, so we should probably get their attention. If you come over here, if they'll come over here, I can blow them up, or I could do that. That's also pretty stupid. Oh yeah, hey, there you see, you can the projectiles are getting sucked into the black hole there. You can actually kill the enemies by detonating the bombs near them. I was going to try to do that, but I was unprepared, apparently. Oh, hey, there's a little bit of a story that we will look at in a moment after I survive this onslaught, hopefully. See, the gravity well can actually help you or hurt you. It's pretty stinking cool. And also, the money everywhere is very much, it's a risk-reward sort of system. This will actually make me invisible temporarily. 5 seconds of invisibility. Ooh. Just, these little power-ups are not quite long enough for it to really matter too much. Okay, blowing that's probably a good idea. So I haven't had a chance to really show the modular design just yet. Hopefully I will find some of those power-ups to show that, because it's actually pretty cool. But here's your story. You find these things, and here's Admiral's recordings. I'll probably look at this later. But basically, like, this guy here, we've been following a lady of, like, these people that came in here earlier to try to fight back against the aliens before, and they seem to have all failed. We're slowly trying to piece together the story and figure out what happened to them and see if we can save them. I'm assuming there's somebody somewhere that's still alive, and we have to, like, find them in order to do that. What's this one do? That's invulnerable. Makes me invincible for a short while. Ooh, let's inspect this and see what this is about. The whole fleet. It's gone. How can you come back from this? So apparently this was the fleet. They're all super dead. That's great. Ooh, hey, here we go. We have alternating. That's the one I was saying earlier I like. Hey, there's some achievements down there. Don't worry about that. And this right here, what does this do? That increases our damage. So now that I have alternating, I will now fire both of my weapons. Like, basically, you have 2 barrels now. And will alternate your gun. What's really nice about the beam when you're using this is, I can actually turn these off, by the way. I can cycle that off so we're not using it, because this will slowly be used up, which reminds me a lot of Pixel Boy in the Ever-Expanding Dungeon, as I mentioned before. Let's get over here, destroy these guys, and get some of this money, and then I'll continue to explain some things. All right, this guy's a shield, by the way. I don't know if we saw one of those earlier. But my brain has ceased to be. Okay, there's nothing around here to grab. What's nice about the beam, as I was going to say, is if I tap it once, it lasts for a little while. So if we're doing this and it alternates, they'll stay around for a while. So it's basically like having 2 continuous beams instead of, you know, firing. If you have bullets equipped, because you can't swap out between different kinds of guns if you find them or buy new ones, it'll basically be firing 2 different guns. Versus this will basically have 2 continuous beams, which I like quite a bit. It's not quite as strong as using the guns. Like the bullets are stronger than the beams are, but the beams are continuous, as I said, which is pretty stinking useful, I have to say. All right, let's go ahead and blast you real quick. There we go. So I really know how long this video is going to be. Probably just going to show off until we die, because that's usually how this sort of thing goes. Not really sure why that guy could not be damaged. If they're in this field, they can't be damaged. That's exactly what that is. I'm learning as we go. I can't remember, like I said before, I actually attempted to do an intro to this probably 2 or 3 times before this one. I'm hoping this one's going to stick. That's a healing unit. That's what's going on there. So if I kill him, now they don't have a shield. There we go. Also want this money. Give me your money, please. There we go. We've cleared the sector, so we can leave. And we can grab this thing. Oh, we got to get in there to grab that thing. Those are keys that we need in order to activate that portal at the end. Hey, first key has been acquired. But I forgot what I was saying, so don't worry about it. Not good at this. Don't worry, it's fine. You don't actually have to go here. You can just teleport from anywhere as long as you're not in combat, which is quite cool. So we got through this. We have to get 2 more keys somewhere. I think we just need 3 to get through that. So let's go here next, which apparently branches out in 2 different directions, which is pretty cool. So let's go and destroy this. So like I said, there are actual shops that you can use your funds on, as well as, best I can tell, all the weapons and stuff you have back at your main base. You can either upgrade them, or you can buy maybe your main weapons or something. Well, there's that! There's me. This is a roguelike, like I said, so you go down very, very fast. Also, like I said, that was actually my 4th one, but whatever. Don't worry about it. If we go back to base, we can now use the funds that we bought in order to change some things. What do you say we try a different ship, just for the sake of that? Because I wasn't entirely sure how long this was going to go, but hey, there you go. Okay, so that increases our fire rate. I remember if I said this is a 4-player co-op game, as you can see right here. So you increase everybody who's within this range, their firepower. Shield explosion, cloaking. Cloaking is not really all that useful in this, I've found. Increased damage from fire rate, destroys your own shield to damage them, or becomes hidden. But I really do like the shell. Let's go with that. The shell's pretty powerful. Let's go ahead and go with, let's see, increased fire rate and speed, increased fire rate and shield, increased health, increased damage and fire rate with less health. Probably not the best one. Let's go with that. So, Zara Nar is her name, and now we have a larger weapon. Actually, I can just show this now. I just thought of that. We also here's your fire for your bullets, and her special ability looks like that. So there you go. And let's go back to shells, and this one looks like that. So you get a little bar over there. So now what we can do, I believe, is if we spend 600 bucks, I think we just buy the beam. So now we just have a beam. Also, this seems to have stuck around. That's quite interesting. Unfortunately, this seems to actually replace my main weapon for some reason. In this area, you don't get to keep both, so I'm not really sure why I'd want to buy that. Oh, hey, it actually gave me some of the money back, it looks like. So if I buy this, it's a 2 of 4. Is it upgraded, or do I get it? It's a submachine gun. Okay, I can apparently upgrade these to make them stronger. That's what that does. So that's now full. Or now I can buy it. Okay, so I've learned as we're going. Boom. So now I have submachine gun instead of the weapon I had earlier. Okay. So either if you find enough of these, it will slowly upgrade, or you can just purchase them, apparently. So that's quite good. The sniper is very powerful. So now we have this, so it basically will fire a submachine gun. There you go. It's quite cool. Let's go ahead and run with this and see if we can get through this first sector, because I kind of want to. Yeah, I would show this. I've only ever gotten to the second sector. Like I said, it was probably a good half-hour run. Second area is substantially different, where it's kind of like a forest in space. It's kind of crazy. This is not very accurate, as you can see, but you can turn these off at any time, like I said, and you can get more than one weapon or more than one equip at the same time, or modifier, I suppose it'd be. Hey, see, projectiles get pushed away from that very hard. You can actually cycle through them. My only complaint on that, like, it's a really, really cool idea. I love that. But it's also, wow, that was That gravity well is much stronger than I thought it would be. These guys will drop health occasionally, so that's how you keep alive. Or just don't get hit. That works too. I'd say let's switch back to this. Give that back. The only thing I don't like is it can be kind of hectic in battle. To say there's some health right there. To try to switch these, because you have to hit your number key to pick. I don't even know what's on 3. I've never actually got one over there. But then you swap out with the mouse wheel. So if I hit 2 multiple times, there's nothing. I just have to do the mouse wheel in combat if I need to switch. So really, I guess you need to select your stuff before you go into combat. So hey, there's some shields. Wow, that's a lot of money. I would like that, please. Thank you. There we go. Let's go invisible and hide from all that. Hey, our health is back up. So these shields right here, they do not actually hurt you. I'm pretty sure I didn't show that off. And you can destroy these, not with your guns, apparently. I tried that earlier. But you can blow them up if they're near bombs or something like that you can blow up. So that's all. Also, these gravity wells will not hurt you. They just kind of fling you around and make your bullets go all willy-nilly as they try to go through that, which is, I still think that's pretty cool. I love weird physics and gravity stuff in games. I think it's pretty neat. All right, so there's a gravity thing. Let's get, or there's a bomb. Oh, you can't destroy those. There's different ones. The blue ones. The blue shields you can destroy. Oh, hey, there's an upgrade of some sort. Let's see if we can get over to it. Let's go and use our dash, because that is quite crucial in order to survive. Let's just, oh, game. Give me a little bit of stuttering there. Don't worry about it. So, as you can see, very, very quickly, you can get into a bit of a tough situation, as there will be lots and lots of enemies. It's probably partially my fault for running into this area instead of slowly clearing them out. But hey, that's part of the fun. We'll be fine, maybe. We'll see. Either way, no, thank you. No, please, no, thank you. I'll just be out here. We're gonna try to funnel them and see if that'll work in our favor. So if you run across enemies like this that have like really large projectiles that will seek you, it can be a bit of an issue. I'm not sure what the stuttering is. If that's a recording in the video, I apologize. I have not had that issue until just now. Oh, hey, there we go. We've cleared this sector. Let's get this right here. Hopefully I can find a shop soon so I can actually buy some health or something. I'm not entirely sure if I showed it off. I did attempt to do this, as I mentioned earlier, and then it kind of failed. So I don't know if I showed off that you can destroy things like this. That's just kind of a bomb. But there's also these, as you can see, there's a bunch of rocks out here. By repeating myself, I apologize. We're just kind of stuck in here. We can't break through those. However, these right here, I'm going to go and turn that off. It's just wasting that, because this will slowly drain over time. This right here, this is it's a rock. It's kind of slowly or partially destroyed. If we add our own damage to it, it will actually break, and there is money inside. There's also money inside the bombs. Not entirely sure what that's about, but hey, there you go. So this right here is Get Physical. Let's see. Pick up passive ability. I don't know what that does, but we have that now. I found one before called Rambo, which apparently made me fire continuously. It looked like a little headband. It was a very nice ability. I liked it quite a bit. So apparently there's nothing else in here for us to get. So I guess we should just teleport our way to the next sector. So like I said, not all, what is this? There's a treasure. Oh, that's the one we got before. Okay, cool. Wonder if you can eventually scan these to find out what's going to be there. Let's go here. One of the simpler sectors, and hopefully we can find some stuff. Also, I've not been using our invisibility. Seems like that would be quite useful. Sneak around behind some dudes and try to blast them before they have a chance to work together and try to murder our faces. Because we probably don't want that. See, the gravity wells can make this very hectic very fast. It's really cool and a pain in the butt. I like it a lot. Alright, let's go and murder you while you're not looking. There we go, just like a hero would do. Probably not. Gonna blow all that up. That gives us speed increase. There's a bunch of money in those. Remember if I got to show that off or not. It's the problem with me having failed. Having to restart the recording is I don't know what I've said, what I haven't. Let's try to get through this without dying. So I'd really like to show you the second sector. If not, then I apologize. But there's some boxes over there just full of money, and I will show you the money-filled boxes in just a moment. As soon as we get this stuff, that's invulnerability. There we go. So this guy right here is a shield. I don't know if I got a chance to really... I mentioned it, but we didn't really get a chance to see it. It will slowly regenerate over time, as you can see right there. But if we can break through it, we can actually do hull damage, which is what we definitely want to do there. So get all this stuff. So these boxes right here, they're full of money. They're basically barriers that for some reason have money in them. So you break those, and hey, there you go. So I've had many times where I'm trying to collect the money, and then people will just show up and start shooting me in the butt, and that's not a good thing. So if we really have to, we need to find some health around here. You can also use the gravity to your advantage. Whoa! Okay, no thank you there. You can use the gravity to your advantage to curve projectiles, basically bending the bullets, like in that wanted movie everyone likes so much. I actually like that movie. It was not the best stuff. It's irrelevant. They also can spawn new enemies. If you happen to be in an area that does that. I'm not entirely sure how to get around you. I have invisibility. So this guy cannot shoot through his own stuff. Oh, he broke that by accident, that's why. But he can't shoot through his own stuff. But we can sneak around and try to kill everyone else first. Aha! Aha! And there we go. No, thank you. No, thank you. Are they ricocheting their shots? I'm not entirely sure. Money, please. Thank you. So we need to just be more strategic here. Like I said, so this is randomly generated. Like, this is different from every time I've tried this so far. It's different than the first run we had in this very video. So these guys are going to be a bit of a hassle. Sniper, does that make me more powerful? I feel like it might. But we need to really kind of sneak around these guys. So just start shooting them, get a shield down, do some damage, and then run away. And then, so wait a second. So we alerted him by destroying the stuff around him. But if I can just start damaging his shield a little bit. Really, this thing is so inaccurate. It's kind of an issue, I feel. So I need to sneak around, try to break the shield and do some damage. There we go. Just little pot shots. Little hit and runs. There we go. This should probably take him down here. There we go. We did that, and we'll have to take out the other side. Which, thankfully, he is behind a wall that he can't actually break. We're invisible. And then we are now do extra damage. And then we'll run away from that. And if we shoot him one more time, that should be good enough. We'll go invisible again. And there we go. Cool. So we've now liberated this sector. We can break through all this stuff and get all this money, which I suppose I will, in case we happen to run across a store, because that would probably be a good idea. See, we actually went through this whole thing with barely taking any damage, because we needed to. Like I said before, and you've actually seen in this video, you can pick up health. And I remember my first couple runs, I was running into it a lot more. I'm not sure why this run... I mean, it's because it's a roguelike, or rogue-lite. Again, I'm not entirely sure what the difference is. It's random as to when we get certain drops and certain weapons and stuff. So, hopefully, we will run across some health items later. It just has not occurred just yet in this particular run. Or these last two runs, I suppose. Go ahead and grab this. It's not a portal key. It's only our first one, unfortunately, because the other one was on a different run. So, teleport out of there. And I guess we'll go here. We really need to find a store. That would be super cool. Can I just leave now? I can. I don't think it doesn't show it's here, though. You just find a store. There's a lot of people in here. Let's see if we can find an area that's less populated right off the bat. There's that one. It's kind of nice we can do this. And over here, there's a lot of stuff. There's stuff everywhere. I wish I could just look around for those. All right, let's just shoot at that. And then when one guy comes over here, try to survive the one guy. Just boost and invisibility. And just try to be more strategic here. Just shoot this guy in the back. There we go. Don't worry about it. Get some money. Again, the money would be super useful in for future runs unless you unlock stuff. But again, if we could just find a shop, it would help substantially. It's a little bit hard to just showcase everything in a roguelike, in particular, just because it's random as to if you're going to see everything or not. But hey, it's cool. I like it. And then get some more speed in here. Oh, let's not get near any of that, if you wouldn't mind. Oh, the gravity wells are terrifying. They're causing all sorts of problems. Stuff's going everywhere. Nope, no thank you. Just got to remember to dodge at the last possible second. Also, I really want this money. If you wouldn't mind, that would be great. There's some health. We got health. We've got health. We found the tiniest little bit of health. There's a little bit more. Hey, at least we're not in red anymore. Or yellow, or whatever it was. Okay, so there's a guy right there. There's a guy right there. There's a guy over there. Let's go take him out first. Don't you come over here. There we go. And let's go ahead and turn this back on and shoot at point-blank range and try to take him out before he has a chance to really do anything. There we go. Ooh, stuttering's happening again. I'm not sure entirely what that's about. I do apologize. Okay, so you did not, in fact, really die like I was hoping you might. So the problem is the submachine gun is very inaccurate. But it does have increased fire rate, I suppose. Okay, let's get around that. You're quite a pain in the butt. There we go. All right, so we got some money. We got some money for future things. Let's go activate our invisibility as soon as that recharges. Because we could probably take this guy down. He fires very slow, so we can't go around it. Unfortunately, right behind him, if I break those, is one of those beam weapons. Luckily, they cannot shoot through their own stuff. They can't shoot right there, though. Though I'm invulnerable now. For the shortest of times. These random pickups here are pretty cool, but they're so short-lived that they don't seem to be the most useful items, to be honest. But that's fine. That's fine. It adds a little bit of flavor, and I like it. I like the flavor of that little bit of difference. There we go. Destroy you. There we go. So, either we're going to clear this galaxy, or we'll die and end this video. You have seen more or less what this sort of game is. I think it's pretty cool. I like roguelikes. I like shmups. I like twin-stick shooters. So this is kind of a nice blend of all those things. So I think it's pretty neat. It's just a little bit hard to show off when they're not letting me survive. It is kind of interesting, though, to note that, well, being a roguelike... Did you blow yourself up? Oh, we totally did. That's super cool. Health packs. Here we found a shop. I was going to say, previous runs I've done this have been easier. This was substantially more difficult. So max shield, max health packs to just fix my health. See, max current health plus 50. So I'll increase my overall health. Okay, damage received is reduced. I'm just gonna buy all these. Increase my shield as well, and then get the alternating fire, because that is one of my favorites. So we now have this. I can finally show this off. We can hold multiple kinds of shots. So there's our alternating fire, and there's regular fire, and there is air. There's our submachine gun. So I'm not sure what happens. See, this is supposed to drain. I'm kind of curious. Because in one of the dialogue sections I saw, like, in the first couple of runs when you find these, that guy at the beginning that I showed you, that gives you some just dialogue and information, mentions that these things can't... the ship you're using isn't compatible with this technology, so it will slowly drain over time. But if you upgrade them, then you can make them permanent. So I'm wondering if this is now permanent because, as you saw at the beginning of the video, I maxed it out. Maybe. That might be a thing. Or about the beginning of the video, at some point during there, before this run. So let's just dash around, nothing over here to grab. Let's go ahead and grab this money, because why not? It's probably quite useful. I mean, we did find a shop, and we've seen that that's uses up our money pretty quick. We had over, like $700 or coins, 700 gold, and we're down to only 100 and something now. Grab this. Here is our invisibility. So there's nothing over here, correct? Yes. So these usually are just, like, at the edges of levels for some reason. They're not super difficult, but they do keep you out, and they make projectiles fly all over the place, which is kind of difficult, as I showed you. So when you kill that guy, as you learned earlier, he is a shield creator, or he either makes shields or he heals people really fast. I'm not entirely sure which. He's following him, and that's a bit of a problem for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to go around. Luckily, they can't seem to see through this, so let's go invisible and sneak around and shoot this guy in the back. There we go. And take out this guy. We'll grab some health. Seems like a good plan to me. There we go. Nope, you're getting blasted, please. Wouldn't mind. That'd be great. There we go. And now we found our second portal key, and we have more health than we had earlier. So that is a plus as far as I'm concerned. So we're here. We got through this stuff. Let's move on to one of these other galaxies that we have not completed just yet. And then we'll probably end it about there. All right. Hi there. How you doing? We have more health. We got more shield. We've got more fire. Well, no, we take less damage is what we got there. That's one of the pickups we gained. So we should be good to go for clearing out these last two sectors here. I feel, I hope, perhaps, we'll find out. Also, like I said, you can break these, and there's stuff inside them. It's super duper useful. I do like that there's some, like, just breakables. I like that there's stuff around. You can get money out of, like, destroying their cover, or you destroying the cover to get the money can cause you problems, because then now they can shoot at you, as we had happen earlier. But also, these gravity wells are quite a problem, and I never seem to notice them until they start flinging more stuff back at me, or sucking me into a black hole, which is, you know, not the best thing to happen, I gotta say. Alright, increase speed. This right here, we have not seen this yet. This will, actually, I'm gonna let it do it, just for the sake of doing it. It will slowly build new ships, like that. So what we need to do is we need to sneak in there and destroy it. But how do I get in there? I believe we can actually just destroy these. There we go, so let's kill you, and then destroy this. So now, it will no longer be able to produce ships. So like I said earlier, the red shield generator barriers cannot be destroyed, but these blue ones absolutely can, which is something you should probably do. They seem to have money inside, perhaps, and also they are protecting stuff. So there we go. I do like how everything has money. Hey, is this... oh, no, this is the portal we have to go through for our next area. So I showed you earlier, we started with this in the first run, but this time we can put down some stuff, I believe. No, we need all three before we can put anything down. We have to find all the keys before we can even activate that. So we've cleared out that, cleared out that. The only one left is this one right here. So let's go here and clear it out. Why not? Take out this dude. Hello, how's it going? Having some fun getting shot by laser beams? That's great. I appreciate it. These are big blaster bolt things, but, you know, they're similar to laser beams, except not at all. So one thing I do really like about the, when there is a, ooh, we need to destroy that very quickly. And again, it's protected by money boxes, which is quite strange when you really think about it. Unless they're made of gold or something, or some resource I can use to make ships out of. Not entirely sure, but we need to destroy that very quickly so they have a chance to build more ships. It does have a shield, but it's also not particularly strong. There we go. Destroy all these, if you wouldn't mind. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Increased fire rate is good for me to do this. So they are stuck over there. They cannot destroy any barriers for some reason. They can, I think, probably set these off. But what's kind of great about these is, as I can do with this, hey, you, come over here. I can get him to go in through here, and I can just blow that up myself, and then destroy him with it, which is really cool. So they will not set them off, but you can blow them up with anything that's in that radius takes explosive damage, which I like that. That's pretty cool. All right, you come over here. You get shot by this thing, if you wouldn't mind. That would be super duper cool. Yeah, there we go. Get through here, get some more money. And then, like we saw, this was, I think it's a 3-sector galaxy. So I'm assuming this is the same thing we saw before. Admiral, what have you done? What was this is supposed to be a covert operation and stuff. All right, cool. But now we can pick up this beam. So now, as I was trying to show you before, we can have both our shot and our beam. And then we also have, we can see what the beam looks like when you're doing this. It's kind of goofy and hard to control. But I like this quite a bit. So now we have both of those at the same time. You just swap out whenever you want, which is really, really useful, I gotta say. All right, so the beams can destroy these boxes, so we will do that. Ooh, hello. Gonna destroy that if you don't mind. That'd be super cool. There was some help. There's a lot of dudes all of a sudden. Let's go invisible. I think the invisibility actually runs out as soon as you fire, so I probably should have stopped firing. All right. Yep. Let's get through all these dudes. I'm trying to finish off this galaxy and this episode, this showcase, or whatever exactly you're gonna call this. Again, hey, if you guys like this sort of content, I mean, just kind of showing off, you know, new or interesting both indie games, or maybe even like not indie games, or old games, or console games, or whatever, please do let me know. I would actually genuinely appreciate any feedback you guys have. For if you like this sort of content, or if you don't, if you'd like to be less talky or more talky. It's basically what I'm getting at there. Be basically explaining things like this, or being all goofy, hey, explosions, look at that, sort of sort of thing. I do both. I like being analytical, and I like being a goofball. I gotta get through there. Or alternatively, if you just have any suggestions for future games you'd like me to take a look at, please do let me know. I do appreciate any feedback, any suggestions, any help or aid or anything you guys are willing to give. Very, very much appreciated, guys and gals. I say guys, just a general term for everybody. So we can get in there and just grab that and leave, I believe. Well, we can't actually leave while we're in combat. We could probably just, grab it and then run back out. Hey, Sniper! We haven't had a chance to show Sniper yet. Sniper basically makes your projectile very, very powerful. So it just makes it a much bigger shot versus normally. It looks like this shot. And then we make a Sniper. It's like that. It actually will have pushback on your ship. It also makes your gun more powerful. I, again, like using that with the beam. Because you can, like I showed before, the beam continues to fire even after you're done firing it, on top of it being strong and just pushing everything out of the way, as I showed you there. If you just hold it down, it's still basically a constant projectile, even though it's supposed to be a much slower, stronger one. So it has a little bit of lingering effect after it fires each individual, like, beam projectile shot, or whatever exactly you want to call it. And it's pretty cool. There's also, as you can see, there's lots of bullets. This is very much a shmup or bullet hell sort of scenario, depending on the types of enemies you happen to run across, which I still think is pretty cool. So, thankfully, we should be able to take this guy down without too much effort. He's a bit of a pain, but we'll take him down, and then we also have to chase him down because I'm pushing him all over space in different sectors of the galaxy every time I press the button. But now he's down, and we can grab all this stuff, and grab this last key, and now we can get out of here. So we can go back to the portal over here, and then we'll use that, go to the next sector, and I suppose that will conclude our video, our showcase, our episode, our video gameplay thing. Alright, so let's place all the keys down. There's 1, 2, and 3. And then we've got a giant crazy portal thing that we can now teleport through. There you go. Also, if you're curious, the whole thing about this is, ow, what is that? I've actually never seen that before. Okay, the second time, the only time I've gotten through Sector 1, it went into basically a space jungle. This time we have a giant boss fight looking thing. What do you say we give this a shot? I'm really curious to see where this goes. So, oh, you're firing a beam at me. Okay, let's wait till maybe this will, no? Oh, there's just a beam there. Let's boost around this and shoot some other stuff, maybe. Maybe that'll slowly, okay, so those are all halfway. Okay, we've got a boss fight in our hands. I have never seen this. I did not expect this. I'm super stoked about it, actually. Hey, pretty cool. Check this out. All right, so go over here. I'm assuming I have to get all of these down to that halfway point, and then we'll get to be, yeah, then you can actually just destroy them. Okay, so that is, we've destroyed whatever that is. Cool. Let's just let's start looping back around, I suppose. Hello, that's terrifying. Could you not use whatever that is? Is that done? Yes. So that was basically firing off the shotgun thing of the laser beam, and it was reflecting off the walls, which is really crazy, scary, and powerful. I like that. Hey, this is a good boss fight. And now we have to get inside while they've got shields. Oh, stuff is blowing up. Well, I can't destroy those because of the shields, I'm assuming. So let's get inside. Or it will break apart. Okay, cool. That's how that works. So am I going to unlock a new ship? Is that what this is? I don't know. We're about to find out. So there's some enemies up there. I'm going to continue to use my my sniper. As you can see, the sniper is slowly losing charge, as I tried to show before, but I apparently upgraded my weapon too strongly or something like that. It will slowly lose up It'll lose charge the more you use it, and eventually it'll be destroyed, and you'll have to get a new one. So that's how that works, if you were curious. So you guys could probably back up a smidge. That'd be great. So we've got a looper. That guy, see, that guy's he's a thinker. He went around the other direction. Try to destroy all of these while we're doing this. And then hopefully, once those are out of the way, we shouldn't have too much trouble. There's that. And then we'll go back for those guys. I'm assuming they're being constantly generated, but I'm not actually sure. I'm guessing they probably are. And destroy, yep. There we go. That's pretty stinking cool. I like that a lot. And take him down before you go. I think it's the last one of those. Yes, it is. Now let's take down all of you. We say we try try this thing, or spread shot. Hey, how's it going? Enjoy some spread shot? Why not? All right, or I can do the sniper with, not the beam, use this one. Just a big, powerful shot, which, as you can see, it's pretty strong. That's pretty good. I like that. All right, and they're done. So I'm assuming they're generating new dudes around here. So we should probably find a way to destroy those, which it looks like that's exactly what we need to do. Okay, this is intense. It's very intense. And if we were at a fair, it would be intense. That's a terrible joke. Shut up. I'm just got a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, so they're all coming from behind me, except for that one. Let's try to get in here and destroy that. Yep, there we go. That's what we need to do. Just chase these down while they're all behind me. Ooh, and there's some health. We greatly needed that. I think this should be the end of this. Take that, and we're gonna fight a boss. That big thing. That looks terrifying. Hey, we're full health. Hey, buddy, how's it going? I'm gonna destroy all your friends real quick. You wouldn't mind? Even if you do, it's the plan. Take them all down, and then we'll fight this boss. So, hey, this is evil. I got to show off something I didn't even know existed. Is there another purple? Did those regenerate? No, there's just one extra one I didn't notice. Okay, I thought there was only 3. That's my bad. I do apologize for my my ignorance. There we go. There's another health pack over there. I'm assuming you're gonna come on out and try to murder me. Or not. Or is that a new ship? I know. Is it an enemy? It's a boss. I see a health bar. That's a boss. Hello? Are these coming back? They're coming back. Oh, that health is out. Oh, that's not cool. Oh, that's very not cool. Could you guys need to, this is a one-on-one. I do not need more. And there goes that. I just realized I could have gone through this. I thought that was a wall. I could have grabbed that. But hey, there you go. So we did find a boss. And, it was really good. That was pretty intense. So hey, this right here has, actually I'm curious, did I unlock anything? I'm assuming not because it didn't tell me. Nope, same ships. I can just accept that one. And then same people. All right, well, let's go back to you. There we go. Which ship am I using? Hey, it's the beam ship. Or is this the same? No, we just kept our stuff from the last run. That's kind of neat. We did not unlock anything, but we can use our funds if I wanted to make alternating upgraded. Oh, no, that's already fully up. See, since we found that enough times, it's fully upgraded. As I showed you earlier, these had numbers next to them. And then actually our ship is permanently increased in health. Oh, I thought that was only for that one run. Now the sniper can be purchased as well. So if we find new stuff, we can upgrade that. We get new weapons, new ships, new pilots apparently, according to the store page and stuff. And hey, there you go. So like I said, this game came out just today, and I think it's pretty cool. So you'd say we back out here so I can remember what it's called. So hey, this has been Last Encounter, not the Last Encounter, just Last Encounter. Again, this is a procedurally generated roguelike or rogue-lite SHMUP, or twin-stick shooter, or something along those lines. I think it's pretty cool. I like this quite a bit. As you saw, you guys didn't get a chance to see it goes to another galaxy after you go through the teleport. That actually went to a boss fight. The first time I did it, we just went to another galaxy that was all forest-based. It was interesting. But basically, it'll be the same sort of thing. There's probably a certain set number of galaxies or sectors you have to go through. But the forest one was basically the same as that, where you have to go through each area and get the keys in order to go to the next area. And the forest area was crazy, where everything just was shooting like acid, and the plants had taken over all the vehicles, and they were just shooting spikes out of walls. It was also giant, blobby, gross monsters just floating around. It was really, really cool, and I think this game is quite interesting all on its own. But hey, again, this has been Last Encounter. This has been our first official showcase episode for a game like this. Again, if you like this style of video, or you want this to be a series, please do let me know with a like, a comment, sharing this with a friend, or anything like that. That sort of thing genuinely does help out the channel and me a lot more than you guys realize. And if you have any suggestions for future games you would like me to take a look at, please do let me know down in the comments below, and I will be more than happy to attempt to do that if I get my hands on it. But for now, again, this has been The Last Encounter. I hope you guys enjoyed all this craziness here, and hopefully you did find it at least a little bit informative, and helped you decide if this is the sort of game for you, or anything like that. If it did, hey, let me know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Take care, and I will see you next time.